Hello, Seiiti Arata. If creativity is a skill that can be developed, what can we do to train your creative potential? There must be adequate challenge. You don't want to face challenges that are either too easy or too difficult. To reach the maximum potential for creativity, the challenges ahead should be in line with your skills and current resources. They should be achievable. If the creative challenge ahead is so difficult as to discourage, well, you may give in to feelings of fear and helplessness, smallness. You may just give up. Remember the golem effect that we discussed earlier. You can check the video at arata.se, hello 46. If self-doubt enters our mind, we come to believe that the challenge ahead is impossible, and therefore we will not have the motivation or the persistence to continue developing our skills in order to overcome it. On the other hand, if the creative challenge is too easy, we don't feel the necessary degree of courage or motivation to do our best. We don't feel we can make a difference. A simple challenge that is not worth our time. Develop the creative ritual that works for you. When we read the biographies of people considered to be creative, whether philosophers, scientists, painters, writers, artists in general, we realize that some of them had very specific habits. Some of them found inspiration while bathing, some as they walked, some while taking a solitary cup of coffee, some of them working in the very first hours in the morning, and others could only work creatively in the middle of the night. Are there habits that can help to be creative? Can you simply copy the rituals of creators who went before you, maybe, I don't know, drinking a glass of wine before work, smoking cigarettes like a chimney, or waking up before sunrise? No. You will not have the same level of creativity just by repeating the same rituals. The strategy that works for one person will not necessarily work for another. The secret is not the cigarette that the author was smoking while he was writing. The secret is in the action, in writing. If you want a guaranteed tip, here it goes. We have to work. We need discipline to do the work regularly. Consistently. Commitment is the price we pay for creative success. What differentiates a great writer from a mediocre writer? The great writer gets up every day and keeps working and producing material. Are there some days better than others? Yes, for sure. But the value of consistency in writing every day is unparalleled. In other words, although it is helpful to find the habits conducive to creativity, it doesn't mean that creativity comes from habits. Creativity cannot be manifested if you don't make an effort to refine your skills. It takes commitment. You need to focus. There is no magic formula. Find what works for you. Develop ways to protect yourself from distractions and interruptions. If you cannot protect yourself from phone calls, visitors, email, and other interruptions, you can hardly find the tranquility you need to develop your creativity. Do whatever is necessary to avoid interruptions during the time you practice your creativity. Be sure to make your preparation. You may need a breakfast to get going. You may need to warn your co-workers that you are going to be available only in the late afternoon, or to address very important emergencies. In the focus course, we teach everything you have to do to defend yourself against interruptions. Sometimes you need to invest a few minutes during the preparative process to make sure you will not be interrupted. It may look like you're wasting time in all these preparations, but the return will be worthwhile. It is important to do all the adjustments and preparations that will allow you to work uninterrupted, especially if you work in areas that need intellectual and creative power. Respect the value of your creative potential and don't allow yourself to be interrupted. Develop complementary skills. Imagine you want to make videos on YouTube, but you know little or basically nothing about lighting, photography techniques, adjusting the ISO, speed, aperture, sound control, techniques for doing the video editing software. It will be very difficult to allow your creativity to flourish because you will be very busy with these technical challenges. So this is just one example. Look at what you do, look at the type of work you're trying to accomplish and identify the creative part and the technical skills that support it, the complementary skills. What are the minimum technical skills you need to master to stay focused on your creativity and not solving technical problems? Besides all the internal conditions that foster our creativity, we also want to create the right environment for it. This ideal environment varies from person to person. Try different things until you find what works for you. Modify the time you work. Modify the tools you use for your work. Try different locations. Pay attention to the people around you, and always realize that every moment contributes to the quality of work you do. In our Productivity Ninja course, we primarily work on our internal skills, and then we learn to focus our minds to have higher productivity with good habits. We also make changes in our external environments. It will not help you to have the most favorable environment if your mind is wandering and getting sidetracked with various thoughts that are not related to your work. So first, learn to manage yourself. Then you can start by going to the link arata.se/EE55.